All right, we've come to this segment, which is called Options Greeks. Now, if you have no idea what Options Greeks is, after this whole entire module, you will become an options, I would say, pro, as compared to, I think, 90% of people who has got no idea what Options Greeks are. Okay, so Option Greeks, right? There are a few Greeks. There's this thing called Theta, Vega, Delta, Gamma, and Rio. So I will be going them through in like a certain sequence, which I think is the most important sequence, starting from Theta all the way down. So let's go into them one by one. And you'll start to understand, okay, very interesting names and all that doesn't really matter. Most important is the application of it. And I'll give you some rules on how to use them. Now, when we talk about Theta, what does it really mean? Now, first of all, where can you find options Greek? So if you go to like interactive broker, let's talk about any stocks, let's say Meta stocks, and let's say you want to click on the options, and let's say you're interested in a particular options that you want to buy or you want to sell. Now we know you can do both, buy or sell options. So this order will come up, and you can see right here, scroll down, there's this thing called the Greeks. Oops. You see the Greeks right over here. So we can see that delta is 58, gamma is 3.58, and theta is minus 113. Sounds like a big number. What does it mean? Now, let me share with you what theta means, but this is where you can find the Greeks. And okay, one more place you can actually find the Greeks is here. On your interactive broker, there's this options chain. You can see this particular filter. Okay, options setting. Again, is right here. Click on this. Go to manage columns, and that's where you can add in like delta, gamma, vega, theta, and whatever that you want to actually add in. Okay, I'm just going to put theta here because we are going to talk about theta in this particular section. So, okay, now what does theta mean? Let's go back and talk about theta. Theta represents the theoretical amount by which the price of options will decrease every day. So every day, your options value will drop. Okay, why will it drop? Because it will start to expire. Okay, there will be this thing called time decay. So assuming everything remains constant, the price of the stocks never move, volatility doesn't move, there's no change in interest rate, everything remains constant. Okay, sometimes it's a quiet day, but every day the value of the options will definitely drop by that time component of it. Okay, so for example, if an option has a theta of minus 0.05, this suggests that the option price will decrease by 5 cents every day due to time decay, all else being equals. So now, let me just share with you this, right? So example, if we choose to buy an option, you can see that this option has 2 days left. So let me give you an example. For discussion's sake, let's go for a 475 call. Okay, 475 call is right over here. You can see that the theta is minus 1.146. It means that every single day the options value will drop by 1.146. Okay, you can take a look at here. The current options value, it's 3.2. We're going to take the last price, 3.2. If tomorrow it drops by minus 1.146, almost half the value is gone. And it drops another by $1 plus, the value is gone to almost zero. Why? Because there's only 2 days left. Can you see? So if this one multiplied by 2, it will almost be wiping out the whole entire value of the options because there's only 2 days left. Now, if we go to a 30 days option. Similarly, 475 strike price call, a 475 call. Okay, you can see that the options value dropped by 0.271. Okay, it drops by 27 cents every single day. It's $14 now. It drops by 20 cents every day. You divide it by 30, multiply by 30. Okay, it's almost the value is almost gone. Okay, it's around there. So I can share with you that as you go further out, okay, you don't want to buy your options. Very important. You don't want to buy your options when you buy where every single day it loses a lot of value. So there's no reason why you want to buy your 2 days options because every day you are losing $1. Okay, $1 every day. And remember, this $1 is multiplied by 100 shares because every option is talking about 100 shares. So in the end, you're losing $114 every day. So same thing, if I click buy here, you can see that the option Greeks, theta is minus 144. So this is the value you're losing every day. You're losing $100 every day. Do you want that? You don't want that, right? But think about it. When will you use that? You will use that when you sell options, because every day when you sell something, you believe that the value is going to drop. It's going to drop by $100 every day. Then you want to sell the options. So sell the options at $300. You minus $100 every day. By 2 days later, it's worthless. That's where you make the money. Can you all see how it works? So theta is important. Now, theta is important when we want to actually enter it, is we want to enter a very long-term option. So let me just compare with you. A 2 days option, okay, it's 475 strike price, is losing $114 every day. But let's go to a 900 days option. Oops, there's no 475. Let's see whether there's any 475 in the nearer term. Okay, let's say a 310 days. A 310 days option, okay, the 475 theta is 0.12, okay, 0.128. So it's losing about $12 every single day. So the further you go, the options value drops a lot lesser. You can see around this range for 900 days option is 0.07. Okay, multiply by 100, it's only losing about $7 or less every single day. Got you got me? Okay. So why is that so? It's because, right, this is what a time value of an option looks like. The initial, like before 120 days, the option will decay slower. Okay, so every day it's still losing value, but not as much. But when it's going to expire soon, well, the value of the option drops a lot. Well, if you look at, let's say you go to a supermarket, you can see some, chocolate bar or some food products. Well, initially the food product is cool, but suddenly you see there's a big discount. Why is that so? Because it's going to expire in a few days' time. Because once it's expired, it's worthless. You get what I'm trying to say? So options is the same thing. So now let me put it into context. Theta is one of the most important, and let me give you the very specific rules. When we want to compare theta, we compare within that option chain. Meaning to say, if we are comparing theta, we don't compare Meta's theta with, let's say, Microsoft theta. It doesn't work this way. We want to see, because we want to buy a Meta's call option. For example, if we want to enter a long strategy, a bullish strategy, we want to buy a call option, we have to compare which is the best theta to buy. So you can see some of the theta is really as low as possible. We don't want to go into a very, very high theta where we lose a lot of options value every single day. So now, let me give you the specific rules. The specific rules for theta application is this. Theta is when you're buying options. So when we buy options, it can be buying a put, buying a call, same thing. When we buy options, the options value drops every day. So we want to make sure we buy options with low theta. Now, we have been talking about calls, correct? You take a look at put. It's the same. Theta is still minus. This one is minus by $3 every single day. So if, let's say, go all the way back to the 2 days option, same thing for the put option. It is also dropping by $1 every single day. Okay, by 90 cents every single day. You can see that the value of the options is affected no matter whether it's a call or put. So when we buy options, whether it's call or put, we buy with low theta. In order to buy a low theta, very simply go for long-term options more than 200 days. As far out as possible, but we can go and take a look. Up to a certain days and above, you're buying a very long-term one, but the theta is actually similar. Okay, got it? So we must exit when we buy and hold the option, sell away the options before it hits 120 days. Because once it hit 120 days, remember the previous slides, it's going to drop a lot very significantly, and you're going to lose value very, very fast. So we buy a long-term options for, let's say, 300 days option. When it hits 200 days, we sell it off and we re-enter again. Because by the time a 300 days option drop to 200 days, there will be new options that will be created by the options exchange, which is a longer term. So we actually extend the options lifetime. Meaning to say, well, always buy, okay, in short, always buy a long-term option and never wait until it is short-term. Never do that. Okay, exit before it hits 120 days. So now, when we sell options, remember we sell options. What do we sell options for? We sell options for income. When we sell options with high theta. What does it mean? It means that every single day after we sell the options, the value drop very, very fast. Okay, because high theta, correct, it drops a lot. That means that we are locking in our profits every single day very quickly. Okay, so how do we do that? We go for short-term options with lesser than 45 days. So same thing, you can see, wow, 2 days option is losing $100 every single day. So even for a 30 days option, I see, it's losing $27 every single day. Got it? So maximum go up to 45 days. But personally, I like to sell very short term, even sell very short term, like weekly or 2 weeks. Okay, because the longer you go, the data drops slower. So you can see now 45 days is also losing $23 every single day. Beyond that, let's say 184 days option, it's not going to lose as much. It's going to lose $16, okay? Which is still a amount to drop, but we want to actually sell as short term as possible so we collect the profit faster. So go for short term options when we are talking about selling options. All right. So these are the key things about Theta. Theta is one of the most important element of options, the options Greeks, time value of it. So next segment, we're going to go into also very important portion called the Vega, the IV, the implied volatility. So I'll see you in the next video. And then as you add more rules, as you understand Greeks better, you can choose and zoom in on the correct options that gives you a high probability or more advantage when you enter into option, whether you're buying or you're selling. I'll see you in the next video.